So hey everybody, Maria back here as our host for Let's Talk Disney with Tiffany. Tiffany's my coworker. This was kind of like a little bit of our idea of just kind of like a panel, fun panel, questions about things we like and don't like about Disney.
That's true. That's all. That's what we're doing today. This is one of the ideas of our other co-creator, who you all may see in pictures, Alicia. Shout out to Alicia. She's in the background. So yeah, she wanted us to talk Disney because we at the Maria Public Library do have Disney Plus available on the Roku.
Yep.
So if you are a resident, come check it out. But today we're talking about FanFest. So we hope you are tuning in. Make sure if you're not tuning in now, tune in. If you missed something, we'll also be on YouTube. So check our YouTube page. Check out the Maria Public Library FanFest, MAPLD FanFest page on Facebook. We're going live today, tomorrow, all day pretty much. So make sure you tune in and check out all the events. You can win some great swag prizes, and we still got some good crafts going on. So come down to the library. Make sure you call 708-748-4431. Schedule to pick it up, and you can have all that. So let's get started on this Disney talk.
All right. Do you want to start with the animated to live action?
Yeah, let's start with that because that's actually the most. You know what? Because I had an extra. I'm gonna throw out one for you. I had an extra little topic that I know you will personally like. So if we have time. Okay, so let's talk about live action because we all know that September 4th, Disney plans on releasing Mulan. So we are excited to see that, I'm sure, because I, for one, did like the animated version.
Yep.
Who would like the song, so the scores are always great. But I took upon the time to actually look up a list of some polls, and this poll I got was actually from Rotten Tomatoes. And this one talks about the top 10 animated to live action movies. So I kind of was looking at the list, and I'm going to see if you have, what do you think the number one pick is, Maria? Or if you're tuning in, make sure you can go ahead and send it in the comments. Let us know, what do you think the number one top animated to live action Disney movie was?
I mean, if we're gonna go with the obvious, it would probably, I would think, would be The Lion King. But I liked Alice in Wonderland. Like, that was one of my favorite renditions. I'm a big Tim Burton fan. I wasn't too big on the second one, but the first one was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I know Lady and the Tramp had buzz. Maleficent is always a really big story too. That's a really good one.
That one was really good for me too. I thought that was an actual excellent, rendition of a remake. Not knocking Angelina Jolie, but I'm not looking out to see her or anything. So, I don't
know. I like Christopher Robin because it was really sad. I felt
we're all wrong.
All wrong? What?
Wrong. Let me tell you why. So I don't know if anybody's tuned in and we guessed or anything, or if anybody's cheated and looked it up on Google or something. But according to Rotten Tomatoes, the number one top movie. Well, actually, let me go reverse. You want to do that? Let's do reverse.
Yeah.
Number 10. We're going to reverse. Number 10 is a pick that you and I love, and I'm sure a lot of people do. I know Alicia likes it a lot because she likes Alice in Wonderland. Alice in Wonderland was the number 10 changeover. We know Johnny Depp makes magic and Disney loves him. So I'm sure that that should have made the list. But I'm surprised it's a little further down than I thought it would be. So number 9, and apparently we think in reverse order, Maria, number 9 is Lion King. Right. I was like, number 9. But I have to admit, I saw the animated way later, way past everybody else, because I wasn't the biggest fan of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, we have Jack Says Jungle Book.
Well, let me see. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Before anything else, I gotta say this real quick. I forgot to say this part. Everything you hear right now is the view and opinion of myself, and it's not affiliated with the Maria Public Library. I gotta put that blame Ralph for my director, but that's the truth. These are my own opinions. And then Maria shared with us too. And then please, you go ahead and give us comments. So you said Jack says,
yeah, he said that the Jungle Book. Where did the Jungle Book up there somewhere? He says it's like
Jungle Book is up there. And guess what, Jack? You're right. It's number one.
What?
It is number one. Can you please
nice.
Let's go in order. So I'm just gonna bring you back to the top. So number 9 was Lion King. Number 8, Maleficent. Number 7 was Aladdin. And I know we had that controversy of kind of who did it better, Robbie Williams or Fresh Prince, Will Smith. What do you all think? You would always tune in and chat in, but I'm gonna just say hands down, Robin Williams.
There's no even conversation. Robin Williams.
So let's keep going. Next up, going in descending order, Lady and the Tramp. It actually was a good rendition I saw with my kids.
It's cute.
Beauty and the Beast. That was next.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, number 4 is Cinderella. Number 3 is Peach Dragon. Now, I don't know who's still looking at Peach Dragon, but I guess so. I guess so. But number 2 is Christopher Robin, and number 1 for all you that guessed the right way. And actually, I did ask a couple people around here, and a couple people did get this. Lisa was one of them. Shout out to Lisa, our assistant director. And Jack, Jungle Book was the number 1 live action, previously animated. I think, I can't say I disagree with it, but I didn't watch it wholeheartedly, I guess. But is it because Kai is hypnotizing people? What do y'all think?
Yeah.
That's just me. Let's just see. What do y'all think? Let's just tune into that. So I can't say I agree with that 100% because I thought Lion King was going to be like, wow, blow it out the water. I purposely watched Black is King on purpose because we know I was ready for them to come for me. We know that Beyonce was a voice actor in Lion King, but I digress from that. So I did watch Black is King. In her normal fashion, she really bought the element. She introduced a lot of artists that were probably unknown. So, and she told a nice little story. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a thumbs up, Black is King, to be honest with you. So I give a sideways thumb to her voice acting.
Sideways thumb?
And but I'll thumb up Black is King. But please check it out. I'll be honest. They're still really good movies. Check them out. Disney makes a very good story of someone else's come to life. Okay. Let's go into our next topic.
But wait, I have to say why I had an issue with the Lion King live action. Like they actually had real lions. Come on now, it's not live action. They didn't have no lions in there trying to act out stuff.
It's not, and I saw that a lot of people are saying Jungle Book was beautiful. It was, I think it was cool because it was so captivating.
Yeah.
With looking at the animation and the graphics and everything, and it was captivating. But again, was it captivating because of Kai? I don't see anybody saying that, but it's okay to admit it. He hypnotized with the eye.
But see, that's the thing though, like what you said, if it's hypnotizing with his eyes, the way they rigged the characters in Jungle Book had more expression than the Lion King.
They did.
And I think that's what they missed. They needed to really capture Simba's face when Mufasa falls, him going against Scar and all those little elements that made the animated movie so captivating. So they didn't really have it.
I'm still indifferent over that animated movie. And now that you bring that up, I almost want to say that the animated version, well, I'm not even going to almost say it, the animated version of Jungle Book, now that you're pointing out the expressions, is more expressive than Lion King. My favorite Lion King was Lion King 1.5, The Lost Year.
The Lost Year?
Because it was actually entertaining. But leading on, I think that Disney really was looking at like the whole landscape, trying to give people an imagery of how Africa landscape looks and the desert and everything. But as far as the storyline, cute storyline, but as far as it's a small, broad world, a lot of accents going on in one family.
So you have your next list. Is top five Disney princesses of all time.
Let's go with that. Top 5 Disney princesses. So who's ready to talk about that? Make sure you join in. I'm gonna go with this list. I found a list on a community website called Whisper, and they recently polled 80,000 people for some reason. But out of these 80,000 people,
that's a lot of people.
They did generate a list of their top 5 Disney princesses. So, if you think you know who the top princesses are, go ahead and send it to us on Facebook Live. Let us know what you think. But I'll start in descending order. Who do you all think number 5 is? Drum roll, Maria. What do you think?
How about Disney princess Aurora?
She made the list. She's not number 5 though.
Really?
Actually, number 5. A little disappointing. It's Belle.
That is disappointing.
Everybody who loves to read favorite princess. So she made number 5, but she did make the list. But
okay.
Number 5. Okay, number 4. I know myself. This is one of my favorite Disney movies. Alicia as well. I'll give you that.
Don't tell me it's a Little Mermaid.
What do you mean? Don't tell you. Of course, it's a Little Mermaid.
She should be higher up. Wait, the best ones are already at the bottom of this list.
They are at the bottom. But you know what might have knocked it out? Speaking of live action remakes. So we know that Disney's making one of Little Mermaid. It's coming out soon with I forgot one of the singers from the group, Chloe X Haley. But they did one for TV, and Shaggy played Sebastian, if anybody saw that. And he basically wore the same outfit that Eddie Murphy wore in Raw. The same red skin tight leather outfit. So I don't know how I felt about that, and I do know how I felt about it.
It was almost like I was expecting the water creatures to come out like zombies, like Thriller.
Yeah, really, you're right. It was like a Michael Jackson jacket. So I was like, what? Who? So I'm glad they're putting that back in the crates, and they're gonna bring up another one that hopefully is
John
much.
Stamos
Sebastian was one of the best characters in that movie.
He was, but John Stamos had a better part in it than he did.
And honestly, he did. He did. So I gotta, I was John Stamos fan because we have the same birthday. Happy birthday, John Stamos coming up. Okay,
I didn't know that.
So I digress. Okay, so let me see if we got anybody talking to us, letting us know how anybody guessing about. People think, of course, Frozen made the list, but it is not number 1. Elsa's not number 1. So let's keep going in order. So number 3, everyone's favorite Sleeping Beauty.
That doesn't do nothing. She doesn't do nothing for like the whole movie. She just was like sleeping the whole time. I'm like, how?
But she wasn't aging. That's another thing I wanted to bring up about Disney. I gotta be honest, but since we're talking about princesses, I have to admit, I do like the way that we are moving forward to the future, like Brave and Tangled. Everyone doesn't have to immediately be married off at the age of 14.
Yeah.
I am married myself with children, but when I was 14 and 16, I wasn't.
No.
Get your heads in the books.
Yeah, Merida was like super young and brave. Merida was like what? She was like 15, 16? She had to be.
16? Getting married off? So I was like, oh, not looking good. But I not prefer in America, but I digress. But I did have to bring that point up. So, okay, so Aurora's number 3, everybody. Anybody else guessing anything? Aurora's number 3. Number 2 is Elsa. The cold never bothered her anyway. So she's number 2. So, and then number 1 is everybody's favorite
Cinderella.
Princess.
Wait, hold up. So Mulan did not make this list? The most amazing, strong, and powerful. You ain't gotta tell me I can't do what I don't want to do because I'm gonna go out there and be a warrior.
You mean the one that's actually a real story? But yeah, sure. That one didn't make the list. Maybe next year when the movie comes out and more people are aware of the list.
That's sad.
And Mulan was she was.
Oh wait,
hold up. If Mulan read the story on Mulan, please do.
So if we're gonna include Disney, and Disney owns a certain property, which is Star Wars, excuse me, Princess Leia is everybody's princess. She was a general.
I went through 2 years of seeing that, where she was like lined up with the silhouettes. I saw the 2 buns.
Yeah,
but she didn't make the list. Well, this is Rotten Tomatoes, and Rotten Tomatoes comes along with sometimes
Yeah.
Real information it seems, and sometimes it's a little fictitious. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't say for sure. So I don't know. No, nothing bad about Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know. I got this list from Rotten Tomatoes, but number one is Cinderella. So if anybody else guessed that, you were correct. Very good. Let me see. Somebody said, how do they feel about the Frozen series? It's meaning the sequel, as far as the movies that all come out together. I thought, because I said I mentioned before I have children, so I have seen all the Frozen movies. The Frozen, I have to admit, I liked Frozen 1 the best, but Frozen 2 was a very close second because it told such a good story. It did tell a very good story, and the animation is great, and of course the scores are great, and the music is great.
Do you want to build the snowman?
It's like, right, you like Elsa and Anna as little people, and then you like them again as adults. So you're like, here you go. I mean, you appreciate Disney for bringing these things to life for children and children at heart, like people we know and people we hope are coming down and enjoying our fan fest and all that good stuff. Okay, so lastly, I know we're getting close to the end of the time, so please make sure if you haven't.
No, we got time. This goes an hour.
Oh, we got. Oh yeah, it's only 11:53. I'm thinking we're in this 12.
You ain't leaving me.
Right. Let me do a plug real quick. You make sure if you're just tuning in with us. Welcome to the second event of the MAPLD FanFest virtual event this year. Make sure you stop in all weekend to our Facebook page. Check out things on YouTube. Our YouTube page will be hosting videos. If you miss something, you can always catch it again on one of our previously recorded. But make sure you enter contests. They're going to have some raffles coming up. You can win some great swag bags. Come check out the library. What'd you say, Maria?
No, I said swag bags. Yeah, we have 2 quizzes that are up, a Batman and a Marvel one. Alicia's posting up a few just regular posts. You just answer questions and you get put into a raffle. So yeah, we have definitely all the cool stuff there, and then we'll have our cosplay announcement winners at 6:30 tonight live on Facebook.
I have their
medals
right here.
So we have medals to give out to you guys and swag bags and prizes.
Alicia, yeah, they get their cool swag bags that look similar to here. You don't see everything that's in them, but we'll be revealing that eventually. We also still have some couple crafts. A kabuki mask and a comic coaster craft. You can also enter to win a set of coasters. So please do so. Join in. Check us out. Okay, so next up, we got another topic. I also checked out this website called Games Raider Plus Total Film. And they collaborated a list of the top 5 Disney movies of all time. Time. Okay. I had to do my echo effect. I wish I had, I wish we had. The noise, I want like the bling falling down on me. The kids build their Snapchat photos, and they're all blinged out. They got extra long eyelashes and all that. I wish we had that. But
have little confetti come out. I'll do that for next time. Have confetti come out in front of the video.
Just imagine it. Just take this as you see it and just imagine it. So let me look real quick if anybody's saying anything to us. Thanks to everybody that is talking to us and tuning in. And thank you for tuning in. And make sure you keep tuning in. And I wish you luck in winning prizes. And please come check us out. But let's get back to the list of things. Top 5 movies of all time. Well, let's keep going in descending order.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask first, Maria. Okay. What do you think is 5th on the list? Who's on the bottom?
Let's see. I'll pick an old one. I'll just throw in a different name. Peter Pan.
That was a really good guess because you're in the right area. Actually, number 5, if anybody hasn't guessed, good for you. If you guessed Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins?
Yep, shim shimmy. You remember that? I don't want to get caught up for singing and not having the rights. But remember those cute little Mary Poppins, the lady we all wish floated into our own lives and came and baked cookies and stuff. But okay, and floated away. And who doesn't like Julie Andrews? So number 4 on the list.
Number 4. Give me a hint. Is it recent? Is it
I'm
more?
gonna give you a hint.
Is it more recent than Peter Pan?
It's definitely way more recent than Peter Pan, and it's one we kind of talked about and who did it best.
Oh, Aladdin.
Ding, 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 ding. If you guessed Aladdin like Maria, you are right. That's number 4 of best Disney movies of all time, according to Game Raiders Plus. Okay, number 3 movie. What do you all think? Anybody out there want to take a guess? Anybody tuning in? If you were to guess the number 3 movie, meaning out of 5, the most average movie.
Most average movie.
I guess. I don't know. Of all the Disney movies, what do you pick?
I'll throw in Cinderella.
Cinderella is not even on this list.
Wow.
If you can't believe that. I know there's like about 4 Cinderellas, I think. About 3 or 4 Cinderella versions. So maybe that's why. Maybe people got a little
Cinderella out.
A little Cinderella out. Yeah, maybe that's a note to Disney. Maybe after 2 or 3, I don't know. Make a series out of it. Let the kids enjoy it. I do. Okay, so number 3 is our favorite princess, one of our favorites, Little Mermaid, Ariel.
Oh, she had number 3. Okay, that's good. I agree with that one. Okay.
Because that music, kissing the girl, Shaggy. I don't know about that. Okay, so number 2 is everybody, like I said, who likes to read.
Oh,
and
so
work for the library.
That's Beauty and the Beast.
It is our favorite. It's Belle. Yep, she's just reading and not watching where she's walking and getting stuck in situations. But okay, number 1, drum roll. Anybody got a guess out there what they think the number 1?
It has to be The Lion King.
Anybody else out there want to guess for us real quick? If you agree with Maria, you're right. It's The Lion King.
It has to be.
Because
has to be. James
Earl Jones' voice, I guess, and all that good stuff. Just because it's a circle of life. That's why. I guess that's why it's number 1. But it was polled as being the number 1 movie of all time. So if you have to actually show a movie or something, or if you want to check out Disney Plus, like I said, we have down here, if you're a Matt's president, come check out a Roku. We have it available to you. And you can check out all these good movies we've been talking about, or make your own choice of whether or not you think it's good or not. If it is on Disney, Mulan live action is not actually up yet. But so we can keep going on. So did you yourself have a favorite Disney movie?
I'm just looking at the top 5 that you said, and the only ones that actually don't have the premise of a damsel in distress or like love story was Lion King, kinda, even though there was a little bit. And then Mary Poppins. That's kind of sad that the top 5 movies, and this is just Disney. This is just Disney because they didn't include.
Well, that's the Disney trait, because if you notice the 5th movie and the 1st movie, they didn't have a damsel in distress, but of course they had family turmoil.
Yeah.
So we know Disney definitely plays on heartstrings.
Yeah, and this is all just Disney movies, not Pixar either. So like Pixar is a huge thing.
We didn't touch Pixar. We didn't touch Marvel. We didn't touch any of this brand new great entity that they've become. We literally just stuck to original Disney. If you look at Disney things, you look at like in the vault things maybe, and things are classics. These are what they're considered. But Disney now has a wide arrangement of all sorts of shows and movies. Like Maria was just talking about, Star Wars is now part of The Mandalorian. But speaking of Disney real quick, let me sidetrack for one second. If anybody would just go here with me. I myself have been to Disneyland and Disney World for vacation because I have kids. I didn't go as a kid at the time. But I have to admit, if Disney's theory or theme is going big or going home, Disney World was epic. It was epic. Disney in Florida. Disneyland in California was great too, but it was very commercialized. If you want to go see about 20 Pirates of the Caribbean, or I think around the time I went, actually my daughter was little, so I think Brave was coming out. And that's a very good movie too. That's a very good Disney princess, Merida. but I think that was coming out, and I think it was just all over the place. So it's very commercialized in Hollywood, but I guess if you're a grown up who likes cosplay and dressing up, go check them out because you're going to see some fantastic costumes. And then you can go in your costume too and have fun. But if you walk through the Cinderella Castle, if anybody's been through that, anybody ever walked through that, you might want to chime in with me. You're literally walking through a hallway and you walk out. It's a hallway with wallpaper on both sides of you with nice things that might have looked like it could have been a castle, but it's two-dimensional. So Disney stepped that up. But everything else is great.
Yeah, I never really wanted to go to Disney World as a kid. It was to me, but like now that there's Star Wars, I'm like, ooh.
Oh, here's the deal. If I could go back in time, I would have said yes. Someone please take me as a child because this is great. I have to admit, it's just, and the weather's beautiful. Usually, they pick great spots where you got good weather. So go check it out if you can, but definitely if you can't, especially because it's the coronavirus right now and a pandemic is going on. If you stay in shelter, make sure you just check out Disney Plus or check out Disney shows or check out Disney paraphernalia and books and check out our FanFest because we're dealing with a lot of Disney stuff and fan type stuff. And shout out to Disney because you did donate to the FanFest. So if you want prizes from Disney, we thank you for attending and we thank you Disney for donating. So thank you for that.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna change the tables on you. I'm going to ask you the top 5 Pixar movies since they are with Disney. What you think they are?
You know what? I am going to tell you this because to me, Pixar makes a wham bam of a movie. It's rare I can probably even say that they made a bad one. It's hard to rank.
Yeah, that's really hard to rank this. I mean, they're all really, really, really good.
They are.
And they have so many. I didn't know there was 22.
Really, really, really good. The stories are really, really, really good. Even the shorts are really, all of them are, it's not even a regular movie. It's really, really, really good. So, wait, do you have a list available to you? Because I do not.
Yeah, so I actually found off of Vulture, just done this year. They ranked all 22, which I didn't know there was 22 Pixar movies.
I definitely didn't know there were 22. I think I know about 12 at the most.
I can go through just a quick the bottom ones. So at 22 would be Cars 3, and at 21 is Cars 2, which Cars it was pretty good for its time, but it was really marketed to boys, so I don't think it had the traction. Yeah.
So I never saw Cars 2 or 3. I did see Cars 1, so it was a good movie, but I don't know if I would have. So I guess I could see it being ranked there because I'm sure it was good too for Pixar, but I didn't see it.
I'm surprised to see Brave at number 20.
Now I just had a whole rant about, like you see how my smile kind of turned. I had a whole rant about Brave. And being number 20, no, I don't agree with that. I'm wholeheartedly. I love the fact that Disney once again literally introduced a little girl that was she was thinking about just being a woman, growing into a teenager and not having her sights on getting married and trying to figure out what castle or kingdom she could take over, or trying to figure out which was going to stop her marriage. Yeah. So I like the fact that it was about family. I actually saw that by myself, and it was a really, really good movie. I know I was amazed at the animation.
It was so good.
The 3D, it was amazing to me. So I'm disappointed in that it's number 20.
Yeah.
So let's keep going. When you get to your top 5, I'm gonna start making some guesses. I hope, because Brave would have been in my top 5.
That would have been in my top 5 too. Number 19 is surprising. Number 19 and 18, which is weird. I think they should flip flop. And actually, I think number 19 should be higher up. Is Monsters University. I really liked that movie.
I know you do.
It was a ridiculous movie. Just seeing, having them go through just like finding friendships and finding who they are. It's a really coming to age story when you don't know who you are, like especially in college, going home, going away from home.
Yes.
But it was just so cute to see them grow up and become who they are in Monsters Inc. So like I just really like it's number 19.
18?
18 is The Good Dinosaur. What?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, Maria. I gotta come at you with a little. We're gonna be in a little dispute. I love the Good
It was
Dinosaur.
cute.
It was so cute though, because the dinosaur and the little boy. I don't know. I think for me though, when I saw it, I had my son was low, so it really like equated it for me. But it was such a cute story. I mean, I really liked it.
You're
I have to
good.
admit. Now, with that being said, I probably haven't watched it.
Yeah, see? See, I could watch Monsters University like right now.
Yeah, that's the truth. So I can tell you, okay, so if I did get the option to watch it, but I do remember watching it a few times when I watched it in the beginning, but that is true. If you get the option to watch a movie again, do you take it? And that's how you know it's one of your favorites.
Exactly.
So I don't know if I would pick that, but I like that movie. I don't know if I would like it so far down. I can see it raised a little bit. It has to be top 5, but top 10.
So the next 3 are kind of weird. I forgot about this one. Number 17 is A Bug's Life, which was a decent movie for its time. You could start seeing the animation.
But that was a really good. It was for its time.
Yeah, it was good.
In the 90s, but we were all just kind of like, oh, this is such a cute band of misfit bugs banding together. It was very cute. Very cute.
And then 16 and 15. 16 is Onward, that just came out, which I heard a lot of my friends talk really highly, especially fathers that had like the connection with being fathers. But then remember 15 is Cars.
Really, let me talk about Onward real quick. That's a good movie because I did not really know I wanted to see it. I am a Pixar fan, but my son wanted to see it, and I know he watched it with my husband and my daughter watched it too. But it's a good movie because it's good for fathers and sons, and it's good for brothers. So if you have a brother, I would suggest watching that movie. It's a really cute movie.
Yeah.
Good for family having your back. It's super cute. So I know. Okay, so let's keep going because I'm hoping that this movie you and I both love made it to the top 5. You keep telling me what you got.
So 15 is Cars. That's that one.
Okay.
14 and 13 I feel like should be reversed again. 14 is Coco and 13 is Incredibles 2. And I think Incredibles is a good movie. I know a lot of people like it. It's not one of my top Pixar movies, but Coco, if you can watch that movie and not cry, there's something wrong with you. That movie is
what we're talking about. If you want to watch a movie again and again and again, like Coco, which we know most people do, if you agree, please send us a message. If you don't agree, you can send us a message too. We won't.
Yeah.
We probably just won't get on air. But if you do agree, thanks for agreeing with us. But Coco should have definitely been in the top 5. So now I'm confused with who's in the top 5.
Yeah.
I'm not. Incredibles was okay for me too, but I'm not the best. I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's a good movie, but it's not one of my favorites.
All right, let me break into the top 10 here. So 12 is Monsters, Inc.
Okay.
And number 11 is Finding Dory, which was it was okay. It wasn't as good as Finding Nemo.
Okay.
Number 10 starts off with Up, which I thought would have been higher. That movie was.
I thought that would have been higher too. I would have thought, but that was everybody loved it when it came out too. So that's weird. Okay.
Yeah. So that's number 9 is Ratatouille.
I can see that though. I can see that being in the top 10. It was a cute
one. Number 8 is Toy Story 4.
Cute movie. I'm sure all the Toy Stories made it now as you said that.
Number 7 got me. So I agree where this placement of this movie is. It's Inside Out. Because when her imaginary friend disappeared, I was like, no.
That part is the only part of the movie I gotta admit I didn't like it. Like I didn't like you disappear, but the part I actually was like, oh, this is a good movie. The rest of that movie, I wasn't a fan of Inside Out.
Yeah.
I don't like feelings enough, I guess. It's disclosure. But anyway, so they were talking about feelings too much, so I was like, yeah. Okay, who's up next?
So number 6 would be Toy Story 3.
Okay.
Don't forget it. Yeah. We have Toy Stories coming up.
Let's go with the top right. So we're down to 2 Toy Stories in the top 5 out here. So if you wanna, let's guess the top 5. Does anybody got a guess for what they think the top number 5 Pixar is? I'm gonna go with Toy Story 2.
You're gonna go with Toy Story 2?
Or WALL-E. WALL-E.
Close.
Please.
No. It's actually The Incredibles.
Oh, I forgot about them. You did just say 2. Yeah, I can see that. I'm sure people like them enough that they would be number 5. But if you agree with that, that's one of your favorite movies. thumbs up to you. Check it out at your library.
And then number 4, you just mentioned it, is Toy Story 2.
Surprise! That's my fake surprise face. Okay.
So
but
now,
Toy Story.
let's
talk about Toy Story real quick, Maria.
Yeah.
Give me your opinion. I like Toy Story. I actually like them.
Like, I liked it. Okay, so when Toy Story 1 came out, I was already kind of in between, like, you're trying to be a teen, semi-teen.
Right.
So I watched it with my next door neighbor, who's a little bit younger than me, and we enjoyed it. You always have that one neighbor that's always like destroying toys, so it reminded me like
the bully boy,
boy, so things like that. Yeah, and it just reminds me of certain toys. Like I have a penguin named Willie that I had since I was a kid, kind of like my Andy. You know what I mean? So everybody has like their toys. For me, the ending of Toy Story 3 was heartbreaking. You know what I mean? Like when he grew up and left Andy to college.
Yeah, that's right. To me, so I gotta admit, 4, I don't think I've seen the whole movie.
No, I haven't seen all of it.
I think I've bits and pieces. So I think it descended for me. I have to say that it didn't it wasn't an incline, and the movie was getting better and better. So another note, then Pixar maybe followed it and after 3.
Yeah, because 2 I didn't really enjoy 2. I liked 1 and 3. I could have skipped 2 actually.
I think I blocked 2 out. Do I remember anything about it? Anyway,
2 is with Jessie. That's when Jessie was introduced.
Oh, 2 was good. Jessie was a little too wild for me, but she was funny, and that was a cute storyline, and the horse and the old man and all that good stuff, and Buzz relationship and all that. But 3 was sad, and 4 was bits and pieces for me.
Yeah.
So let's go without even.
All right. So if you can remember correctly, what we haven't mentioned, what would be the top 3?
So we did not. I would say we didn't mention Wally. I haven't heard you say that yet. So please say he made the top 3.
Yes.
Okay. So then I know Toy Story 1. The first one is up there.
And there's one more. We mentioned we mentioned the second part, the sequel. What was the first one?
What we talked about. I don't even.
Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Just keep swimming.
Oh, how would I? Now here's a disclaimer for me. I've never seen either one of those movies.
You never seen Finding Nemo? That's actually a really good movie.
Neither one. I've seen probably like 5 minutes total, bits and pieces of each one. I just couldn't get into them. Either one. I just could not. I think they were no Little Mermaid. Okay, so let's go in order.
So number 3 is Finding Nemo.
I can see that. Okay, anybody guess Finding Nemo out there? Number 3. Number 2, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be Toy Story.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Wally is number 1.
Wally's number 1. That's what I would have picked. And I'm glad to see the people agree. That was a really good movie. That was a really, and it's still trying to teach a story like the Lorax.
Yeah.
So maybe one day somebody will actually listen to the story.
So I'm gonna quote this because it's actually pretty beautiful the way they said it. They went back and forth between Toy Story and Wally, and the reason why is because the first half hour, which is basically tells the story of destruction of the planet and the de-evolution of the human race, without one single line of dialogue. And as artists, and we'll get into this as we have more of our panels, if you can portray a story without words, with just actions and expressions and music, then your story is perfection. So for Wally to be number 1 is actually pretty ingenious. I actually would agree with that. And he said it's Pixar's greatest love story between him and Eve.
I can see. And you know this about me, and I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. I went to this show, actually the physical movie theater, to see that twice.
Yeah.
Because I sit through a movie one time in the show. So that was phenomenal for me because I thought it was such a good movie.
And having what you just said, actually, piggyback offing that, my mom, we always watch Disney movies, so like Peter Pan, Aladdin, things like that she remembers. But the one Pixar movie she always remembers is Wall-E, because when everybody gets off their little floaters and they have the dun dun, and they get up and everything starts to shake. She remembers that scene for some strange reason. It sticks out to her.
Like everyone does not believe in fresh air and exercise more. That's why she remembers. It was like a terror story. Like, oh, Disney, what are you doing? You're coming with like Fantasia 2020, a horror story. Okay, so speaking of Fantasia, I want to talk to you about this because I know you are a music buff and lover and all that great stuff. Of course, we know that Fantasia was basically made to introduce music more so, the scores. Yeah. The movie wasn't more so the story premise. The music was the premise of the story. So it did have great music. Do you have a favorite score or Disney movie song?
It's not. I want to say.
You go all the way. I know you're a big Star Wars fan, so I don't want you not include their music.
Well, I mean, their music is so like you can't include Star Wars because the Star Wars music that John Williams did, it's themes. Like Leia has a theme, Luke has a theme, right. Before, so they made sure everything has a theme. But as far as like one score that sticks out with me the most, it's Up. You know, like I just like that, like da 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 da.
It's a cute one. It's so deep.
And it goes through different scales. So like when something sad happens, it becomes like a softer scale. When he finally meets a little boy, it's happier. When he meets Doug, it goes faster. So there's this kind of pacing with it, but it's just the same theme throughout almost the whole movie. And I really enjoyed that. But for some reason, one of the biggest songs that sticks out for me the most is Bella Noche from Lady and the Tramp. When they're playing outside and the pizza place, and it's really cute, and it has this like really like if you're outside in the summer with somebody you really like, and you know like you're like on a terrace, you know, and it was a really cute moment in the movie.
And look at it being Friday, like they socially safe. Yeah, they socially did. It is 2020, but you're right because that the songs make the movie. But something about those scores make the whole. You remember them, you like them a lot, you hum them. We can't do it right now because we don't have any licensing. but
we'll get flagged.
And all the songs that we've mentioned. If you have a favorite score, favorite song, if you like what Maria talked about, just let us know. Make sure you keep talking to us. We miss you. We want us to interact. We aren't able to see each other on the same way, so please check us out virtually. We are going to be online for FanFest today and tomorrow all day. Keep coming in the panels, everything. All the recordings will be on YouTube and our Facebook pages. But in the library in general, we have a lot of virtual programs, so please check out all those pages for Madison Area Public Library and MAPLD FanFest. Yeah. So let's keep going.
What's your favorite song from a movie?
My favorite song from a Disney movie, because I'm gonna be honest, I was a little girl, and this is gonna date my age, but you don't know how little of a girl I was. But I was a little girl when Little Mermaid came out. So one of my favorite Disney songs is "Kiss the Girl." I thought it was just so cute. It was just, I still sing it. Like I know it by heart still, but I won't because again we don't have. Yeah. But in my own home, I still run around singing Disney show tune songs because that's what I like to do. And I did like that little special Disney came out with, I think it was like earlier this year, where they kind of had a Disney music thing. Did you catch that?
Yeah, it was actually pretty decent. I liked it. It was cool. They had, what was his name? Corbin Bleu?
Yes, Corbin. Yes, yeah. And Dr. Osmond's grandchildren all sang. And they sang the Mulan song, which I thought was super cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am a big Disney song person, but if I could pick one song, I'm not as good as I probably have to hum it because will I know the name of it? Who knows?
I'll throw in my
movie came in probably.
My notable mention would be Moana. They didn't have Moana on there. I love the Moana soundtrack. It is so good and so true to like. It's so true to like the Polynesian type of like sound and culture. But I mean, The Rock. What can you say to you? But you're welcome. You know.
I saw that after after it got fanfare, because I was kind of on protest, I think I was like, I don't want to see that movie. So I think I watched it by the time it came to cable.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I keep watching it. It's such a good movie. And I like the fact I don't like when we sweep under the rug sometimes.
Yeah.
When human animated or live to action characters of not necessarily American descent.
Yeah.
Are kind of swept under the rug and kind of overshadowed. Disney, we like these stories. That's why we go see them. Give us more.
Yeah.
Put these forth.
Moana, Coco.
Yeah, we really like what we're saying. So more. If you want to make a sequel of one of those, come on, bring it, knock it out. I'm sure we'll show up. We'll show up for it. So yeah. Is Jack still around? Does he have a favorite? Well, I kind of want to talk about games with you guys.
Yeah.
You guys favorite game you want to talk about? What we are fans festing it up.
Well, I have a Kingdom Hearts shirt on with little Mickey Mouse right here. You can see a little Kingdom Hearts shirt.
He's always dressed like this. I think I could do this probably daily for you. You literally are always dressed like this. If you check out our Facebook pages, you will see the ladies that organize our fan fest. They bring it. They bring the outfits. Make sure you see. We got that great tutorial coming up from Monica. She's gonna be showing us how to play makeup.
Yep.
Coming up. So tune in for that. Keep tuning in. We got all kind of great panels. We got some women in podcast discussion. We have some crowdfunding discussions. We have some draw alongs with Jack and Clea. So tune in. Check out that shirt. You tell us about the game.
So Kingdom Hearts came out, and it's basically a game that was merged with a lot of Disney. So they'll have like Aladdin, Little Mermaid, The Lion King. They'll have a bunch of different types of worlds. They threw in like this time Pirates of the Caribbean, but they didn't include Star Wars yet. But they had like Toy Story and things like that. But going back to being a kid, I think one of my favorite games that came out for a movie was The Lion King and the Aladdin for Super Nintendo.
Okay.
Right. Super Nintendo, not Sega Genesis, because those were different versions.
The first say that Super Nintendo. If you agree with her, you send us a note, because you all may have some fond memories of playing those games too.
Yeah, they were really good games. Specifically, the elephant graveyard scene in the Lion King game always sticks out for me. That was one of the hardest ones. It was kind of like you had to figure out which tunnels to go through to get Simba to get to the top where Scar was at. And then on Aladdin, one of the best levels was the lava level, when he's trying to get out of the pyramid.
Okay.
Where he finally gets the lamp and he grabs it. There's a part where he grabs the lamp and you take off on your magic carpet and you have to go through this lava level.
Say you got to operate a magic carpet.
Yeah.
So if you're going to
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think we're almost done here. Like you said, we have a couple of things coming up today. We have the Women in Podcasting. So Podcasting 101, they'll give you a rundown. I hosted it. Sean from Fangirl Zone is there with her friends. They talk about how to get into podcasting, what got them into podcasting, how to start it up on your own, and of course, why women are important. Our voices are important in the podcasting realm. As me and Tiffany sit here talk about Disney, it's very important for you to see more women out there just being vocal on stuff, fun things.
Be vocal.
Yeah.
We like each other. We like talking, and we have something to say. So please check out all the panels. Definitely check out the ones coming up behind. If you didn't catch Miss Vicky's story time, it'll be on YouTube. Please check that out.
And then we have at 3:00, we have Brian K. Morris. He'll be coming up live. I might sit in with that too, just to talk to you guys a little bit more about indie creating, publishing your own books, things like that, how he got into the process, how he started his career, his show, which basically is a platform for a lot of independent creators. He has a really great community of independent writers and comic book artists and authors. And then at 5:00, I'm coming live again with Eric Wolfgang. He'll be doing a live drawing session. He has amazing work. Don't forget to check out everybody on the MAPLD FanFest.com website. We have an artist alley and a vendor alley.
Fantastic. It's phenomenal. You will not be disappointed. Please check them out. Support the artists that have shown you their work, that are participating. Everyone put so much of their heart and effort into all of this. So we appreciate anything you're giving us back, any attention, any kind of support. We do appreciate you.
Yeah, and then I think we have the draw along today with Kalia tonight at 6:30.
Yes.
And then at
Yep.
7 o'clock, we have another panel I did with Guerrilla Publishing. They're a publishing group that
Okay.
has done some successful Kickstarters. They're going to talk about how to run a Kickstarter campaign, what to do, what not to do, how they learned the ins and outs. Yep, they're a really great group of guys. If you have any questions on the pre-recorded panels, still leave a comment below. Everybody that's been in the panels is going to be checking the page. So if there's a question about podcasting, publishing, writing, independent, comic creating, things like that, Kickstarter, we'll definitely can funnel your questions to the right people. So they're gonna all be kind of everywhere and on our FanFest page on our website. Like I mentioned, you can click on those and it'll take you to everybody's website with their artwork, their stores, their commissions, anything you could want to find out about the artist and more. You can click on our website and find that there.
True. And we will be continuing this, like I said, all day today. Tomorrow we have a full lineup as well, so tune in tomorrow.
Yeah.
The online gaming at night. There's a trivia game online with Jackpots with Alicia, so make sure you tune in to that. But please check us out. Like I said, if you aren't able to check out something, we have everything still showing on our YouTube and Facebook pages, so please make a point to go back and check it out too.
Yep, yeah, everything will premiere live here, and it's gonna premiere on our YouTube page too. So all you have to do is subscribe, hit that subscribe button. All the live videos that are gonna be on Facebook first will be uploaded hopefully by the weekend, maybe probably next week. But you will have to be able to see that content too. So if you're not on Facebook, don't worry. You won't miss out on our live event that we just did right now. It'll be uploaded and ready to go. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, coming to FanFest day one.
Day one, baby. Oh yeah. All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you guys for coming out. Hope you guys had fun with us talking about Disney.